Perryville High School made a clean sweep at the SEMO Regional Science Fair this month, claiming the top 3 spots. 4 students will now head to Los Angeles in May for the International Science and Engineering Festival. The students who will compete at ISEF are Simon Wibbenmeyer, Ezekiel Pyland, Mason Zellner, and Emma Fetterhoff. Aaron Hawley, who attended ISEF in Dallas last year, also placed at the SEMO Regional Science Fair. Simon won first place overall in the regional event and is an ISEF finalist. He also won first place in his category with his project. He earned awards from the Cape Girardeau Area Engineers Club, the Office of Naval Research, the United States Metric Association, the Yale Science and Engineering Association, and the United States Air Force. Ezekiel and Mason won second place overall at the Regional Science Fair to become ISEF finalists. They also won best overall in their category. They earned the Science Champion Award, the Regeneron Biomedical Science Award, the Dr. E. Lawrence Bond Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $2,000 to Southeast Missouri State University, and the United States Air Force Award. Emma won third place overall in the Regional Science Fair to become an ISEF finalist. She also won first place in her category. She earned the United States Air Force Award.
So hi, my name is Simon Wibbenmeyer. I'm from Perryville Senior High School, and I am doing a research project that is going to Los Angeles, California for the International Science and Engineering Fair. My project was over a hydroelectric generation system that creates electricity through the flow of water, but instead of usual materials such as metal and wood, I instead used polymers. So essentially it's just 3D printed plastic. So 3D printed plastics can be accessed by a wide range of people, and even you yourself can do stuff like this. Essentially, I tested it, and the results, not necessarily on this board, but in an additional board, show that it is nearly efficient as traditional systems. Traditional systems usually have about 65% efficiency, and at a flow rate, which is how much a volume of water is going through the system, at 30 liters per minute, which is the volume, it's about 57.6% efficient, which is very close to traditional materials. So there's a lot of different applications that can be used for this. It could be attached to a gutter, so anytime it's raining, it can be collecting electricity that way, and even a water spigot. So you can hook it up to a water spigot, and as the water flows through the system, you just be creating electricity. And this can be stored in batteries, it can be powering LED lights, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Other than that, without getting really deep into it, that's about a pretty good synopsis.
Hello, my name is Ezekiel Pyland, and we did a science project. Our project was the effect of obtaining catechin from invasive species Centaurea stuebe on natural grass growth, which basically, Centaurea stuebe is a invasive species called spotted knapweed that is very local here in Southeast Missouri and just Missouri in general. And he'll tell you more about the
why the plant's so negative to the environment is because it releases this chemical called catechin to the surrounding plants. When catechin gets into a plant's roots, it prevents water from being able to be intaked by the roots. With this knowledge, we attempted to obtain the catechin from the roots and turn it into a weed killer.
Yeah, and we just tested it against just Roundup weed killer and a mix between the catechin and weed killer, and we found that it is in fact not really a good weed killer. It works more as a fertilizer.
My name is Emma Fetterhoff, and my scientific project was over how PFAS chemicals affect plant growth and chlorophyll production. So PFAS chemicals are very prominent, well-known, and well-found chemicals. They're in things like nonstick cookware, tents, waterproof vests, and attire. And they're used in the manufacturing process, and very frequently they end up seeping into our water supply. I actually got my water for my experiment from a well in Advance SEMO. They had a firefighter station beside a well, and they were using firefighting foam, and then those chemicals seeped into the well, and so now the well is not usable for human consumption or agriculture consumption or livestock consumption. So I tested zucchini and beans, And with the tap and well water, I found that the plants grew usually as plants do, but whenever they were watered with PFAS laced chemical water, they tended to be a lot more brittle, drier. And I believe that if I had let them get to the state where they would produce crop yieldage, I think it would have been a lot smaller. And just looking at how the plants are themselves, what would those chemicals be doing with our body?
I'm Erin Holly. I'm a senior here, and my project went to the International Science and Engineering Fair last year, and I decided to continue and further my project this year. My project was about moss and how it cleans the pollutants from the atmosphere, as well as performs photosynthesis at an accelerated rate compared to most plants. Moss actually releases more oxygen than trees, and they take in water vapor and air pollution, which are both greenhouse gases, which add to global warming. So for my project, I tested air quality, carbon dioxide, particulate matter, which is just pollution, specifically on a smaller level, probably about this size, and then also indoors so that you could use it as a natural filter to replace harsh chemicals and plastic air filters inside your home. Moss also grows on every continent all over the world, so you can go out into your backyard and get moss and build your own moss garden just like I did. I got moss from a local creek here, so this is moss from Missouri. It's all different types, and it has proven to help clean the atmosphere and find further solutions to global warming.
So I'm super proud of all of the Perryville students that participated this year in the science fair. They all did a wonderful job. They worked really hard. They did it outside of class time during their advisory and lunch. And so that right there is a sacrifice. And they have reaped a lot of rewards for this already. And I can't wait to see how far they go.